Welcome back, everyone. We're back again with Boston United on our journey through Premier League football and beyond. Um, when we last met, we played against Man United in the Community Shield, where we lost 3-1. It wasn't a great result. Since then, been on a pretty good run of form. We bet Tottenham 3-1. Boateng, Barrera, and Sakura all scored, and Matthias Pellegrini equalised for us after the first goal went in. Went to Swansea, bet them 1-0. Bit of a tight game. Wasn't much going on in it. Salenve gave us the lead and went away from it from there. Went to Burnley, another 1-0 win. It was a very dreary game. We were on top of them for the entire game. I think we had something like 20 shots. Yeah, 24 shots, 9 on target. Just ridiculous. Arp came on 56 minutes and he scored in the dying minutes of the game, thankfully, to give us the win. So that was handy. Then we went to Crystal Palace and Salenve got a hat-trick, opened the scoring in like the 30th second. Then doubled his lead on 35 minutes. Hilarme got his goal, and then Hilarme assisted Salenve to get his third goal, which is like a looping header from a free kick that just kind of looped into the back post, and Salenve's the only one ran in, which is surprising because Salenve is like 5'7" or 8. It's surprising. He doesn't have amazing finishing, but he's been playing out of his skin lately. He's 4 goals. I think he's 4 goals and an assist. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Yeah, he's top goal scorer. 2 assists, but that's non-competitive, but he's still doing really good. Today, also, we should get into our competitions in the Euro Cup. We are surprisingly we got in Group A. We normally like Group L or K or even lower. It was great. We were in Group A, and we got arguably one of the easiest groups out there. Fit Guimarães from the Portuguese league. They're okay. They're nothing amazing. Not the best team in the world. Legia Warsaw, they're a relatively decent team. They're probably like a mid-championship level squad. And then finally, HGK. I'm not even sure where they're from. Finnish Premier League. I think we're actually gonna absolutely smash everyone. Well, hopefully we smash everyone. But that's the main thing. Hopefully we will. We've also been drawn against Port Vale in the Carabao Cup, which is kind of ironic because they are a team we are linked with. We send them some youngsters, and we have the option to buy any of their players if any of them are decent. Hasn't been any, which is a shame because I think their academy is actually better than ours, and it's so terrible how bad our academy is. Like, we've been playing for 11 years, and we haven't had anyone who's been like above 2 stars. It's been so bad, so bad. Our best player was Simon Bourne in the Vanarama National League. No, Vanarama National League North. I think it was North. It was either North. He might. Oh, he came in the Vanarama National League North, but we started playing him in the Vanarama National League. But yeah, he was the only decent player. He was probably Vanarama National level league player. We've obviously some other players that probably have been much better, higher quality than him back then. But in terms of quality in comparison to where we were in the league, at the moment we're bringing up like League 2 and Vanarama National League players, and we're a Premier League squad, and it's just so bad. Like, I have to go out and scout players to sign. But yeah, we've registered our entire team, and thankfully for once, I wish we could kind of do this in the Premier League where we could register players that have played with our club for over 2 years, and if they're under 21, that they can play it because they're under 21. We can't do that in the league if they're foreign and are not homegrown. They still have to register them. Even if they're homegrown, you still have to register them. Only if they're English can you get under 21 can they get away with the leniency. Fortunately, not the case for us. But thankfully, we didn't have to register Salenve, Boateng, and Simic, I believe, because they're all under 21 and been with the club for 2 years. If it wasn't the case, we would have had to left out some players, maybe Fructal or someone else, just because he's injured at the moment and there's other things going on. But yeah, so we'll get into the Leeds game. We're going to run out the same team as last time. Jensen picked up a bit of a knock, so that's why Laird started over him. But he actually played really well against Crystal Palace, so we'll start him today. We have Arp up top with Rion, Boateng, and Salambe as the front three. Alta Miranda, Carlos Guilherme, Timon, Kerr, Shaw, and Laird with Pickford at goal. Marino, Oxford, Reece Oxford, Janssen, Simic, Hurd. Hurd is our new signing, actually. I forgot to bring this up. He costs us about 21.5 million. He's a decent little player. He's probably about the same level as Salamve. Maybe Salamve is a little more technical when it comes to like crossing and stuff. Although he's technically a more well-rounded player, but I think Salamve is maybe more mental maturity in some of his stats and his physicalities. But he's a very pacey winger, good crossing, good dribbling. Not a very good finisher of the ball. Like, he gets him on target, but he just never really puts it past the keeper. Which is one thing. We played him and he's had like maybe 6 or 7 shots and none have gone in. But it's not too bad. He's on the bench, and then we have Gonzalo Bruera on the bench. He picked up a bit of a knock, so he missed a couple of games. But I'm putting him on the bench over where is he? Sikora. We played Sikora a couple times, and he's missed some goals. He scored now and again, but I feel like maybe we should prop him in. I'll take out Oxford, actually. Yeah, leave him there. Just to have another option, because we need a left winger, actually, just looking at it. And Harper's also gone down to a 3-star player, so we've actually had to drop him on the squad. Guilherme is still a... oh, he's gone down to a 3.5-star. He was a 4-star player for a while. And then we have Alta Miranda, who's a 3.5-star player as well. Both quality players and great on the ball. Alta Miranda is a bit of a big lad. I think he's about 6'1". Yeah, and then Guilherme is tiny, 5'6". I suppose our team is actually quite small. Yeah, Rion's 5'8", Salamve's 5'8" as well, I believe. Timon, I think, is 5'11". Yep, Arp's about 6'2", 6 foot, and Boateng's about 6'3", I think. Yeah, so he's probably the biggest lad in the team. Yeah, Pickford's only 6'2", I think. So yeah, he's a big lad, and Carr's only 6 foot or 6'2" as well. So it's surprising. We actually have a surprisingly smaller team. But come on, let's show me what you can do. Wow, David Shaw is set to make his 100th appearance with the club. He's been here for like 3 years. I'm surprised he didn't make it earlier. I suppose he has the first 2 seasons. He was a bit of a rotational player, and then he's finally started to come in the team towards the majority of last season. He was a bit of a first team starter for a bit, but we kept kind of taking him in and out with Matos. And eventually Karen picked up the knock and we went for 3 at the back, and he just kind of became a mainstay in the side. And like, I tried dropping him, but whenever we drop him, the team just doesn't perform as well. But yeah, we're not doing too bad. Getting shots up, I'd rather him on target, but we have a lot of the ball. I've been playing on positive for a while, and I tend to change up to balanced, but I'll leave it for the moment because we have a highlight, so we might have something coming here. Come on there, whip it in. Just over. That's one of our issues. I find we're constantly getting balls into the box, and it reaches the strikers, but they always just seem to hit it over the bar. That's one thing I was kind of hoping would be solved after signing a player of the quality of Arp, but it doesn't seem to have been the case. He's been a bit dry on goals the last few games. Like, he's only scored 1 game in about 5 starts, or 4 starts and 1 off the bench where he scored, surprisingly. But it makes me think maybe we need to go to a 2-striker formation, 2 or 3 even. See if we can get the best out of some of our players. Out to Laird, can he whip the ball in? Nope. And Guilherme, he always goes for that range shot. He does score him now and again, but it's only when it's like a dead ball. But I suppose his long shots aren't too bad, actually. Out of 12, when you had likes of I think Harper having like 8 or 9 and always ping him from range. And not a single shot on target. It's not too great. I'm gonna go on to balance because I feel like we might eventually get countered. And I might go a little more wide, just so we have a bit more space to overlap into. Actually, I'll tell the fullbacks to overlap as well. See if we can get some space out there. Just to push them a bit forward, and it'll draw the wingers back, and everyone will have to drop back a bit and hopefully pin them back a bit. And hopefully make some space for our wingers to cut inside to make those darting inside runs, hopefully interlinking with the fullbacks and our sitting center mids. So far, not so much, but Never know. Just keep doing what we're doing and we'll get something. Like, that's the one thing I don't really like playing against these really defensive teams, is that they sit back so much that we can't really find any space in behind them. And we do get chances, but we're always just pinning them over. Arp's not having a particularly great game. I'll leave him till about maybe 60 minutes. And if he doesn't get anything, I'll take him off. We'll bring on, Guillermo with those shots from range. We'll bring on Buernia. I always pronounce his name wrong. White Arp, and shots just pinged in around the box. You know, we're going to make that change now. Ooh, Boateng's also not having a great game. What to do? I want to leave Salenve on because he got a hat-trick last game, so... what we'll do, we'll bring on Harper and we'll drop him back to midfield. Hopefully we can win the midfield battle. And we'll get Buera on as a pressing forward. Press their backline a bit, see if we can create some space for ourselves. And drop Harper back here. I'll actually get Alton Miranda in the middle as our deep line playmaker on support. Just kind of pinging the balls left and right. And we'll get him on as a Mazzala maybe, actually. Mazzala, just so we kind of acting as a winger of sorts. I was thinking of advanced playmaker, but since we have Guillermo on the other side as a centre mid, it might be a better idea just to keep him kind of in a similar role of sorts. But yeah, hopefully this can be the change we need. Shout the team, get creative. Bit of a wayward shot. That Dentino guy was one guy we went after actually. He wanted about 95 million for him, which is an absolute piss take of a player. Like, he's about 18 million, maybe max 25. I offered, I think, about 25, and they're like, yeah, no, we want 95 million. Carriage is wide, Guillermo wide, Salenve, good man yourself. Our top goal scorer at the moment, 5 goals. And he got a fair few loan offers this season as well. I wonder if he's going to be our Rion this season of 2 seasons ago, where he just picked up so many bloody goals. I'm glad I didn't take him off. Rion's having a quiet game as well, actually. We might throw on Sakura for him, and maybe throw Salenve in the middle as a cam, and go 2 strikers. Oh, for fuck's sake, lads! Yeah, they're playing quite compact. It might be a good idea. Oops. Skip. Yeah, we'll do it now. Make that change. Get a Sakura on for Rion. Confirm. Okay, and tactics. Sakura up there. Pereira on the right. Salenve through the middle. We'll get him on as an advanced playmaker on support. Attack? He'll get him on attack maybe. And then Sakura on complete forward support. Hopefully kind of interlinking a bit. And we'll get Timon on wing back support, and the same for Laird. Just so that they're kind of pushing forward a bit more, getting more darting runs into the box. Not box, but into the final third. And hitting early crosses, a little more wide. Transition. Distributed target man. Sakura is a really good target man, so we can actually go to him a bit. Out of possession. Keep it the same. Yeah. I think we'll go attacking as well. Trying to pin them back a bit and get in their faces. They brought on a tenacious midfielder, so they're going a little more defensive again. Push forward. Do not conceal, I think. Fuck. Very attacking. Gone very wide, but we don't need to be. Actually, we'll go with a little more standard. There's no reason to be very wide if we're going for a diamond. And we'll focus play through the middle because that's where we're most compact. So there's no point playing so wide when we don't have wide players out there. With the wing backs, we can push them forward a bit and see if they can create something for us. I would have much preferred a win here, but does not seem to be wanting to come. Oh, lads, push it forward. I assume that's the highlight over now. Dentino, you better not fucking... Oh, for fuck's sake! Are you kidding me? Santiago Franco. That's probably game, is it? 90 minutes. We have... We're in the 94th minute. This is bloody stupid. Shoot, on side, I guess. Sakura's probably going to lose the ball, and it's probably going to be game, I imagine. Yeah. Absolute bloody piss take. How? We got absolutely FM there. 17 shots, 6 on target. Apparently, with 20 fouls, which is a bit bonkers. Batista Mendy, 6.5 for them, and Ethan Laird. I was thinking I should have taken him off. Oh my god, our first loss. I was kind of hoping, oh yeah, we're going really strong, really good. Aggressive with them. Just because I am very pissed off, because the team we put out there should have won. Like, we battered Crystal Palace 4-0, and then they beat us 2-1. And then their striker and their striking option, I don't know. Okay, I'm a bit pissed off with that anyways, but yeah, shall I bring us back for the Legia Warsaw game? See you guys in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. We're back for the Legia game. I'm changing up the formation slightly. I figure the best way going forward is that our strikers aren't getting goals, and like they're the focal points of our attacks. We want them to score. So I've changed up the formation a bit. I've gone for like a custom tiki-taka of sorts. Diamond with 2 wing backs, Tiemann and Janssen. Simic in the middle as a deep lying playmaker on defend. Kerr as the ball playing defender stopper, and Shaw on cover. I'm kind of afraid to play Shaw as cover because he doesn't have the best heading. I think his jumping still hasn't really improved that much either. Jumping actually it's gone to 11. It used to be like 8. Heading is 10. That used to be like 8 as well. I think we'll leave him as is at the moment. Marking, tackling. He's still a pretty good tackler. He's not as good as he's probably on the same level as Carrot. Carrot's heading is a lot better. But we're going to play Hilarme as the central midfielder. Alta Miranda as the box-to-box. We could play Harper there. He's a little more... He has the engine to do it. But Alta Miranda has better passing, I believe. He has 16, so he would be a good distributor of the ball. I'm not sure what Harper's defensive abilities are. It's pretty much the same, but Miranda's just a bit more technical, while Harper's a bit more physical. We'll give Miranda the game today to see how he does. Boateng as the advanced playmaker and support, or attacking midfielder and support, apologies. Barrera as the center forward attack, and Arp as the advanced forward. I'm going to give it a try today, just see how it works. Just seeing if we can get these strikers scoring goals is the main thing. We're playing tiki-taka, so it's all about kind of passing the ball and finally killing off the game. Like, we have really good passers. Hopefully now it's all about them just distributing it well enough to do that. But anyways, let's get into it. Okay, let's see how this goes. Also, Legia are expecting to play a 4-2-3-1, so hopefully this will kind of play into our hands a bit. They're going to be wanting to play it out wide, but hopefully we can do something against them. Well, that's the main goal, at least. We are the favorites in this game. We're changing it up slightly, so it's a bit of a wild card. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this, but I want to have something that we can rely on, because that's one thing I find that just this team lacks, is sometimes not getting the best out of our strikers. Arguably the 4-2-3-1 probably is the best, maybe playing as the complete forward on support. So basically just dropping back a bit and allowing like some Boateng and the wingers to come into play a bit more. But I find our wingers aren't natural goal scorers, so if they got into the box in a one-on-one situation with the keeper, they're probably about a third of the time likely to score. But if we had the striker there, it's probably like a 50-50. Which is much better odds on scoring. So hopefully we can kind of just tear teams down and see if we can finally get the strikers involved in the build-up play and the finishing of goals. Especially when they have relatively good passing, because Barrera has I believe 10 passing, 11. Maybe Sikora would have been a better player for this because he's got only 12, I suppose, not much of a difference. And Arp, 13 passing, so he's pretty decent at it. Good technique, good mentals, very good technicals, very good physicals. And then Barrera is just a absolute pace whore. He's tall, he's strong, good mentals, good positioning, knows where to be, knows what to do really. I'll give him a shout because they haven't. Tell him to push forward a bit. Not doing much, and they're frustrated by it, but like, get a goal, I won't be giving out as much. Now Barrera, I'd rather him run out wide, but okay, that's not too bad. And they've linked up well. Beautiful, beautiful. 1-all lead with Barrera with the assist. In that situation where he ran inside, I would have much preferred him run out wide, just to create a bit of space where the right back would have had to, or not the right back, the left back would have had to gone out to meet him, and it would just create a pocket of space for someone to run into. When in fact he ran into it and allowed everyone to kind of compact into one area, maybe allowing a bit of space on the overlap for Janssen. But Janssen was too far back to get into that space on time, but at least we got the goal. Boateng's not doing too well. 6.4. We'll keep him as is, but hopefully he improves in the second half. He definitely does play better with players alongside him, like with the wingers, just further forward, so he's just not marked out a game. If the team is definitely capable of even better, but just get them into that head. Yes, and you weren't that bad, but you can still improve. Timon, Simic, and also playing Simic in his preferred role for once is probably ideal. Deep lying playmaker on support. I can't remember if he's on defender or support. But anyways, he's pretty good in the center of the park, just redistributing the ball, winning it back, and doing what he needs to do. Just getting on with his business. I really kind of wish we had a ball-winning midfielder because I think that would be a perfect role in that central area, but it's not the worst thing in the world. He could play a ball-winning midfielder, but playing to his strength is probably the best idea. Boateng is still having a quiet game. I brought Mikhail Wilshiashk, however the hell you pronounce that. Okay, Boateng is still on 6.4. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to throw Harper up there. Just, at least he's a bit more, he'll run into channels a bit. Also get him an advanced playmaker, just that's his little more preferred role. Surprisingly, he's pretty good at Shadow Striker. Okay. I would have never thought that. And okay, Miranda's on 6.6. It's not ideal. And we just made our change to play our center mid. We could always put Harper for Miranda, maybe bring out Sikora's Cam. I might do that actually. Make that change then. Get these two swapped. And we'll get him on advanced playmaker. Maybe advanced playmaker on attack. See how that goes from. He has a bit more pace than Boateng, so he might be able to throw himself about the place a bit more. Decent passing range, good finishing of the ball. So he could do a decent job out there. Janssen's on 7.6, doing a bit of business for us. And he there made with his second goal of the season, an absolute banger for free kick. Just edge of the box. Ooh, lovely free kick, lovely. Top corner and everything. You gotta be loving that. Anthony Lag is an accomplished crosser of the ball, but we won't be worrying too much about him today until he scores. Make interchange. I think we'll leave it for a moment. I'll take Janssen. Lovely. Those are the kind of balls I want in the box, where Arp or one of our strikers is just going to be just sitting up there waiting for the ball to land on top of his head and just put in the back of the net. And a German trio just linking up together beautifully. Lovely. Arp his third goal of the season. So hopefully this now kicks him into high gear and he just finally puts on those goal scoring boots. Make any final changes. My main thing is probably taking off maybe Timon or Janssen because they're a little bit lower, but we could probably leave them for a while. Don't even have to worry about it. Game's over. 3-0. Okay, that worked pretty well. It's hard to tell what level they're at, so it's hard. It's a hard thing to tell, like if they're a championship level club or maybe Premier League level. It's too early to tell. I'll definitely try this formation again against some of the Premier League squads and see how we go against them. See if this is a formation we should go with going forward. Obviously, maybe keeping the wingers for bigger teams when there's going to be a bit of space out wide for us, or maybe if they're playing a 3 at the back or something to capitalize, having the wingers there, just pressing them a bit more. But yeah, pretty decent. So when will we come back? Hammered Legia, not really. Janssen on form. He got a cross and he played pretty well. So we're scheduled. Maybe we'll come. Ooh, that could actually be. We have 2 pretty decent games there. We might do HJK in Liverpool, and then the following. Ooh, I was thinking doing Vit Arsenal, but Vit Man United is probably a tastier tie because Man United is. Although we did play Man United recently, so we'll actually probably do Vit Arsenal then. So next episode will be HJK versus then Liverpool, and then the following will be Vit and Arsenal, and then we'll probably try to jump towards the end of the season, or not the end of the season, the end of December, and we'll see where we're at anyways. Who knows, we might be further in the Carabao Cup, so we might have a quarter-final or semi-final game or something like that. But yeah, we'll end the video there. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.